would you like to come forward? Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Clearwater and councillors. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today about two very important issues: the Riccarton Public Transport Super Stop and the cycleway on Tuam Street, which is part of the accessible city. I'll focus on the Riccarton issue and then just some comments on the cycleway. Environment Canterbury strongly supports the proposal to provide a passenger waiting lounge at 123 125 Riccarton Road, with 4 bus stops on either side of the road. This is urgently needed to support the new metro bus route, which started on Monday, the 8th of December. Westfield Riccarton is the busiest suburban bus stop in Christchurch, second only to Central Station. In March 2014, over 3,000 passengers boarded there every day. The current facilities at Riccarton are unsafe, with no safe pedestrian crossing, narrow footpaths, short bus stops, a lack of shelter, and limited seating for waiting passengers. This needs to be improved to cater for our growing passenger numbers. The new metro network focuses on 5 frequent bus routes. 3 of these, the Orbiter, Purple Line and Yellow Line, travel through Riccarton because it is such an important destination in our city. The number of bus routes travelling along Riccarton Road to the central city has reduced to support the agreed vision of an accessible city. This means more passengers need to change buses at Riccarton to reach the city, so quality passenger facilities are needed urgently. We commend the Council for developing this proposal. We believe it is the safest option that Council have considered, with excellent pedestrian crossing facilities at Division Street. The corner site chosen by Council is a great location for a passenger lounge, as it is a high-profile site with good visibility for the public and approaching buses. It is well positioned in the heart of the Riccarton business area, so it takes people where they want to go. We strongly believe this will support the local businesses by taking more people to their door and increasing foot traffic in the area, so people don't just shop inside the mall. This is much better than the previous idea of providing a facility in the Westfield car park, which would have been far less convenient and attractive for passengers and shoppers. We strongly recommend that the Council should also include a small cafe within the passenger lounge, so it is well integrated with the surrounding area. This will make it an attractive and convenient place for passengers and other visitors, and will also provide passive surveillance to create a safe and welcoming environment. These improvements are critical to encourage the growth of public transport as our city rebuilds. Every successful city in the world has a strong public transport network at its heart, and this is what our community asked for after the earthquakes. We have a great opportunity to deliver this with the new metro network, but we must have quality infrastructure to encourage more people to use public transport in the future. Riccarton Road suffers from considerable peak congestion, which will worsen over time. Public transport has an important role to play in relieving this problem by reducing the number of cars on the route. Public transport benefits the whole community, not just the people using it, by reducing traffic and allowing people and freight to move freely, which helps the economy grow. It's been disappointing to read some of the misperceptions about bus passengers in the media recently. We carry a wide range of customers from all sectors of the community, including many full-time and part-time workers, students and retired people. 40% of our customers would travel by car if the bus wasn't available. So they have travel choices and are choosing to support public transport for a variety of reasons. In our annual passenger survey, 98% of customers say they feel safe using the metro network, so the public perception in the media are unfounded. Overall, we strongly support this proposal and encourage Council to proceed with these improvements as soon as possible. So I'm happy to answer any questions before I move on to the Tuam Street cycleway, which is part of an accessible
Thank
city.
you, Dame Margaret. So, councillors, any questions regarding the Riccarton bus interchange? Jimmy Chin.
Thank you. Questions. First one, because we review the information of the consultation regarding the location. One is the frontage of Westfield Mall. The other one is the current, the kind of 123, 125 Riccarton Road. Looks like the repost. The frontage of Westfield Mall is a few of them are post, but this one 73, almost 30%. So what is your point of view, whether this location is still the best location?
If I could comment, Councillor Chin, I think the overriding point is the safety, which sometimes when people responding to these issues don't really think about the safety, and the safety of this particular site is so much better. I mean, multiple times better than the other site, and it's the sort of thing that needs to be considered, and immediate responses don't necessarily take that into account. So I think that's the explanation.
Second question regarding to the current side, probably in northern part, there where we have the 8 car park will be removed, and southern part will be 9, total 17. So what is your point of view, how to remediate this kind of the car park removal to affect the business?
I'm sorry, I don't have a view on that. I mean, there are experts, transport experts within the City Council who I'm sure could respond to that, but I don't have a response.
Okay, thanks, Jimmy. Any further questions on Riccarton? Yanni.
Thank you for your deputation. And I just wanted to check with the change to the bus network.
Yeah.
People that would in the past take 2 buses now take 3. So what's the kind of increased time that people would be waiting? Have you got any information around that?
Not detailed, but there are some people are taking 1, and so their journey is enhanced. I think the maximum number of people who are having to change buses is 20% of the total patronage. So, and I'm not aware of how many are having to take 3. So the number of people who had to change was definitely taken into account, given full consideration when this model was set up. That 20%, they will have increased travel time, but it might be of the order of 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay. Thank you. I'm aware, Councillor Johansson, that in fact Dame Margaret and Commissioner Rex Williams have 10 minutes in total, and I know that they also want to speak on the other issue. So perhaps if we could put that question on hold, and because we are running a bit short of time, I can assure you that there should be opportunity for further discussion with ECAN around the key points that you tell us now.
Good. Thank you very much. The Tuam Street cycleway, Environment Canterbury strongly opposes the proposed cycleway on the north side of Tuam Street, which will cross the entrance and exit to the new bus exchange. We have serious concerns about the potential for conflict between buses and cyclists, which could result in serious injury or death. Up to 50 buses per hour will enter and exit the bus interchange between 6 a.m. and midnight every day. This will result in up to 100 buses crossing the cycleway every hour. The design will also put additional stress on bus drivers by placing them in a risky position where conflict could occur. Our previous experience with the bus exchange on Litchfield Street was fraught with safety problems due to the contraflow bus lane which crossed the footpath. At that time, Environment Canterbury was assured by technical experts that it would be a safe design, but this resulted in numerous accidents between pedestrians and buses, as we feared. And we must learn from these lessons and ensure the new facility is designed to the highest safety standards. We have seen a recent audit by Bazley Transport Consultants who recommended that the south side of Tuam Street would be the safest. So Environment Canterbury strongly recommends that the cycleway on the north side of Tuam Street should not be approved, and other cycleway options should be urgently revisited through a joint workshop with all relevant stakeholders. We have an amazing opportunity to create a modern, sustainable city through the rebuild where most people walk, cycle and use public transport. So we need to work together to ensure it is a success. So again, am I available to answer?
Thank you very much for being succinct. And David, I'll take your question, and keeping in mind, though, that we are going to have opportunity to talk further with ECAM, particularly around the safety issues of it. But you've got a question.
Just when we were discussing the cycleway down Tuam Street, it seemed to be that Tuam Street was the obvious street to have that cycleway because of connections with CPIT and a whole host of other things. And for me, I think one of the compelling reasons to have it on the north side was really the safety factor that vehicles are used to seeing cyclists on their left. Do you think, I think that is an overriding safety factor, and do you think it would be possible to retain that and work a little more around some safety factors, signalling, crossing or whatever at the bus interchange? I don't really want to compromise that integral cyclists on the left safety factor with chucking it on the other side of the road.
Okay.
Very briefly, I can understand your comment. The Bazley review looked at all those, gave weighting to all those issues, and I'm sure the report can be made available to you, and advocated the north side, south side.
South side. Yeah. Yanni.
I think it'd be really good for us to get a copy of the Bazley report. What we've got in our report is that the further review concluded that St Asaph Street and Litchfield Street route options would not offer any safety or cycle route legibility advantages over Tuam Street, and it goes on to talk about it. So it says the aspect of the review concluded that a south side facility might offer some limited advantages over the north side, but the selection of a south versus north route is overall finely balanced when mitigations for the exchange access are taken into account. So I just want to be clear, we're kind of getting a different picture of what's in that report. Is that report really critical of the north side facility in terms of safety?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm sure we will
Make
be able
that
to have
available.
access to that report by tomorrow when we address the
And can I just
item.
Supplementary, just a very quick one. In terms of what's happening in Wellington recently, which was obviously of great concern, have you done any work looking at what they've done in Wellington around bus safety?
Not that I'm aware of, we'll check.
Okay.
I certainly live in Wellington, and I've been quite shocked, as all citizens have been, at the number of people that have been killed as a result of the change in the bus system, and I certainly don't want that to be happening in Christchurch.
Thanks, Dame Margaret. And that, I'm sorry, that is going to have to be the last question because we've got quite a few deputations. But look, thank you very much for your deputation. Can I also comment, though, that I've got a note from the Mayor that, in fact, we will acknowledge the letter that you have sent to the Mayor regarding this and provide a formal response. And thank you very much for your deputation.